All right, berm fans. I've been getting some questions about how I've done some of the stuff that I've done here. Okay, when it comes to textures and design and things like that. And I just wanted to go over a couple of things with everybody. So here we go. So it's all foam. There is no paper mache anywhere here. It's just stacked foam and boxes and cardboard. For shape and support with different types of foam. I didn't just use one type of foam. I used like 3 different companies because some foams come out smooth. Like if you notice here, this looks like it has different textures to it because this is great stuff, single expanding, so they're least expanding. And then this is some no-name company called Max Flex. They're 3 times expanding. Max Flex is 3 times, gets very holy and gritty. So if I was actually using this to seal my house, I wouldn't use that. But they all have their own little purpose for this purpose. So you can see here, this is more of the single expanding, great stuff, right? But then if you come over here, this is triple expanding, great stuff. And you can see it's got its own texture. So, and then once you paint it, kind of gives you that rocky look. Okay, so that's kind of how I've been going about all of that. Right now, I just added this scenery stuff. As you all know, you've been watching and paying attention. I've been seeing a lot of you guys asking questions. So I added this little section here because I had another piece of scenery. So this piece of section, as you can see if I back up, is in between there and there. But I cut each picture at a different height and in a different way to try and get them to all have a little bit different of appearance, even though they're the same picture. But this one is the only one that you can see the whole picture, so it actually does look different than the rest of them because it's not cut up. So that works out. But I'm going to use this to show everybody how I paint, okay? Because a few people have been asking me, how do you paint this stuff? And how do you make it look like a rock? So I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to hope that my phone doesn't get covered in overspray. But I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to show you guys really quick how I do that. Alright, so just on this little edge right here, because I got to tape off all of that. Actually, you know what? Whoop, no, not yet. Yeah, alright, we're not ready yet. I'll be back. Alright, welcome to the berms. I guess you can call it paint tutorial. So a lot of people have been asking me how I get this texture and this look on the foam. Alright, so you can see there's some dirt and a little bit of texture in there and all the different colors. So this video is to try and explain best I can, because I'm not really good at that, on how I do it. So I use Rust-Oleum spray paint. So here's a Rust-Oleum paint. There you go. Alright, different colors. This one's actually black, but believe it or not, that cover somehow peeled off of it, and I don't know what happened there. But it's really black, and it's Rust-Oleum. And this is a Rust-Oleum brown, and I think it's leather brown. And then this is a color called driftwood. Okay, and these pretty much are the 3 colors primarily that are in here. There's a couple other colors I used, I mix in here and there, but for this section, this is the colors I'm using, so that's what I'm going to show you. So first step is the black. Okay, so you take the black, you shake it up, shake it, okay, and you want to just drench it on. So I gotta go all the way up into here, right, and just drench it on as fast as you can get it on there. Drench it on, wet, super wet, so it's dripping off like that. See how it's dripping off? Super wet. All right, and you want to do small sections at a time, right? Then you want to take the brown, the leather brown, while this is wet and still dripping. You want to dust in some leather brown. Don't go crazy as deep, but you still want to cover nice. Okay? And then go back maybe a little more black. Make sure you got everything you wanted to get. Make sure you go up like that and you get all the little spots in there. Okay? I'm going to take another little bit of blasted brown here. I'm going to hit that one more time with some more brown. Okay? Alright. Now I'm going to let that chill for 1 second. I'm going to go grab a piece of paper and I'll be back in 1 second. So this piece of paper. Now this piece of paper, I'm going to take it. I'm going to try and do this so you guys can see. I know it's a stupid thing, but it's the way I do it. Some people don't really know that you can do that. You take it like this, and then you take your fingernails, and you go like that. Right. And you flip it the other way. And do it again. Now, usually, probably gonna make it look stupid, but usually, pretty cool. People don't know you can do that. With this, I'm just gonna use as a guide to kind of dictate where my rocks are gonna be. So now that this is kind of drying, you can kind of see how the black and the brown kind of just are blending into each other. While everything is still drying, because it's important to do this while it's still drying, I take this and I go like this, right? And you just hit it real light, barely touching the trigger, just barely. Now, let me get it going. Hold on. Let me get this going real quick here. I get it going there. All right, so. What I do is I don't spray the stone directly, or the foam directly. I spray the paper. So I go like this, and you go, and you spray the paper. And by doing that, you get like a misted look. I don't know why it ain't working right now, but you get this, that's how you get this textured look. See how this here looks like it's multicolored like that? You have that dark background with the very light on the edges. So that's what you want to create. You want to create that light edge with a dark background. And by using this technique that I'm using, you can get that. Now granted, you could probably just dust it, which is what I'm going to do right now. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take this like this. I'm going to, whoa, see, I went too much. What I'm going to do to correct that, alright, because it is going to be too much of the driftwood, okay? But you just take a little bit of the black when you do that, and just lightly spritz right over that. You get some of your dark tones back. Okay. Now once you do that, now you're going to be able to create definition between these rocks again with this. So you take this like this, and you go like this, and you go. See? Now there's a rock there. See this one here? We'll make this big rock right here, right now. Ready? Cam's getting low, so I really should have another one. But you can still see the definition that I created. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so we're using the paper. You can kind of define each rock from each other, and it gives it that this kind of look that I have, where you can see each individual area. So that's the technique for anybody that was thinking about doing something like this. That's how I do it. Now the other thing I do to help create texture is I'll take a little pinch of actual dirt. Okay, so this is, see, actual dirt. And just throw it right at it. No rhyme or reason to that. It's kind of fun, as you can see. Just keep throwing it at it. And then what it does is when it dries, it settles in. And that's how you get that nice dusted look, like I have here. Okay. This one here, I waited for this side to dry. Then I hit this with some wet paint. Then threw it at the wet paint so it would define these two different edges. But I'm gonna go back into this, paint this some more, because I'm doing this whole little cave right now. I'll go back and paint this some more, paint this same way, paint this whole area. As you can see, it already kind of blends right in. So, kind of looks like everything else already. What I'll do is a little more defining in there, and I'll go in there and do some more detail work and make it look really nice. And then hopefully I'll get the rest of this done. I'll come back and show you guys the finished product. Thank you. Alright, I'm back. And this is the berm painting tutorial. Once again, touching base on how we get this kind of realistic look off just foam. Okay, because everything that you see here is foam except for some real rocks. You know what I mean? You got to add some real ones in here and there. There's a real one there. I even got to look sometimes like that looks like it's a real one, but it's not. And that one looks pretty real, but it's not. So these look pretty good too. But I just got done with this section here. This is what we just went over, and here's the finished result. So down here we have this view of the mountains, right? And then when you go up this hill right here, as you're coming up, you have this view now. And this is what you guys just watched me paint. So I painted the other side and then peeled the tape back to reveal the background. And now when you look inside the tunnels, they look more complete. Let me see if I can get in there. Still see some box there, but whatever. But from the outside, that rocks look like it goes right into that picture. And the same thing on the other side there. The rocks butt right up against the picture. Creates a very real. That looks so realistic. Wow, that's pretty cool. It's like my first time seeing that. Wow. And on this side, same difference. Those rocks run right into that picture. It looks like you're looking out off onto the cliff. Same thing here. You got this thing down here. I'm probably going to take some hand paint and make some of this stuff here look like branches or roots or something. But there you go. Painted, textured with the rocks thrown at it. See? Just throw some dirt at it. Throw something to the wall. See what it sticks. But there you go. Enjoy. Or if you're in the New York City area, stop by the berm. Enjoy.